Welcome to Straight to the Point. I'm your host, Grease, with my awesome co-host,
JC.
Let's go, my brother. I'm happy to be here. How you feeling today?
Feeling great.
I'm feeling great also.
New space.
Yes.
New ways.
Yes. New motion.
Beginnings.
New beginnings.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I love this screen behind us. I love how the logo's back here. That looks great. I really do love that.
You know something? We should probably talk about that because they don't know that. This is our debut.
Oh, this is our debut. Yeah. That is our logo. This right here.
We filmed other episodes that we never aired.
Yeah.
Due to quality purposes, but we're here today.
Yes. We're here today, upgraded and with a mission for you.
You guys deserve the best kind of quality. So we came back, redid everything we had to do to make sure we give you the best kind of content.
Mm-hmm. So what Straight to the Point does for us, for the community, for the people, is that through style and pop culture, we bridge inspiration with knowledge to bring wisdom to the hood. By strengthening our faith, uplifting one another, and educating each other, it allows us to move with purpose and create a future where beliefs turn into action and dreams into reality.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Hey, it's going to take time for us to memorize that mission statement.
Yeah.
So we're going to read it off the phone
a couple times
until we get there, all right?
Yeah.
First episode, a little nervous. Yep. First time doing something like this, to this magnitude. Putting our faces out there. Really want our voices to be heard by the youth. We're mainly targeting the youth, inspiring them to do better, be better, and just the best version of themselves that they can be. It's a lot that we're going to bring to this podcast, but that's one of the main goals that we want is to bring an outlet to the young people that they can resort to, and they can be positive, they can learn, and just, grow from.
Right.
Not just something they can just entertain their mind and just scroll through or whatever. We want to be funny, we want to have fun, but at the same time, we also want you to learn.
Right. The most important part about this whole podcast, too, is that we're here to just try to help as many people as possible and try to give as much truth to the world as we can.
That's right.
A lot of social media be on some kind of fake stuff, and we trying to keep it real, and we trying to keep it genuine and organic. That's what we're here for.
And not only social media, there's a lot of people misleading other people.
Right.
We just want to make sure that people have a way to find out factual information, resources, all sorts of things. But this is dedicated to the youth to just make sure they have a place where they can find resources from.
Thank you for clicking on our video. Please always remember to like and subscribe, and please share, because that's going to help all of us grow. And I love that for us, honestly. I really do.
What we're going to talk about today. Queremos mostrar a la gente.
La gente. So, ustedes necesitan aprender de nosotros. Honestly, you got to learn about us, right? Yeah, we're two guys here. We talking, but, who are we, right?
Yeah. We may be known in the community by few, but we want us to touch other people in other places, not just our community. We don't want our ceiling to stop there here in Salem. We want to also work with our neighboring communities in our neighboring states. Yeah. We don't want to dream small, we want to dream big.
Yep.
So this is opening a door to a bigger aspect, a bigger, broader vision, better said.
Right. Speaking about our character, what character trait do you admire the most? Do you feel like you admire the most?
Character traits that I admire the most. I'm gonna go back in time and try to remember what made me look up to my mentor.
Yeah.
And why did I want to learn from him? Manny Cruz, our state representative, he was my mentor when I was growing up, and he's somebody who really changed my life for the better, not by doing anything but being there for me and giving me the right advice at the right time. I was an angry kid growing up, so he seen himself in me, and he managed to work through those kind of anger issues that he had growing up. And I was a reminder of his younger self, so he kind of poured into me when he had an opportunity to. And ever since that day, my life changed because I began to have hope in my peers and see life in a different light.
I think that's so dope, and that you were able to find somebody in the community who you could see qualities that you wanted to be when you're older. Because
absolutely.
From where we come from, the only people that we look up to is drug dealers, hustlers,
and that
things
happened to be the way that I looked at success.
Right.
At a point in my life where I seen all this easy money being made.
Yeah.
People flaunting money in your face, and
the gold chains. I want it all. I want the gold chains, the diamonds.
It makes you want to crave to do the bad things in life, but. So thankful that I didn't fall into that trap, you know?
So the character trait that I personally admire in myself, and I see this in a lot of different people.
Yeah,
say,
what character traits do you
so
admire?
I just like honesty. I like honesty. I love humility. I feel like I've learned those qualities on my own, and I've also seen it from other people. I don't really remember specific examples of certain people that I saw those qualities in,
Yeah.
but I know if I see somebody that's humble, if I see somebody who's truly honest, I admire those qualities in those
Yeah.
people, and I always want to invest those qualities within myself as well.
Yeah, being genuine goes a long way.
It does.
Being honest goes a really long way. It's
Mhm.
something that I wish more people knew, because I feel like a lot of people feel cornered and they feel like they have to lie their way out of the corner.
Right.
When in reality, excuse me, honesty is the best policy.
Honesty
It's
is the best
such a
policy.
corny line, and we hear it all throughout our days growing up.
Mhm.
But when you're an adult and you don't no longer have to resort to lying,
Right.
you find the solution.
Yeah.
You don't find a solution from making up a scenario and living a lie. You find solutions from
Mhm.
facing the truth. And I encourage young people to always face the truth, because you can find solutions. Do not make up a scenario in your mind and look out for what you can find people know or
Right.
whatever. But
Yeah.
don't just resort to your own thoughts, because our thoughts can be manipulated by our feelings, and every day we feel differently. And
Of course.
you know,
Of course. I highly agree with you on that one. And the truth will always be the truth. And I feel like people that promote that and show that, like,
That's right.
I admire those types of people for sure.
Yeah.
I got another question for you, because we're doing a couple icebreakers. I don't know if
yeah,
y'all
let's do a
could already
couple
notice.
icebreakers because
That's
they
what
don't know
we're
us.
already doing it.
You
We're
guys
already
don't
doing it.
know us.
Right.
Listen, I'm a project, I'm a little nervous right now. But normally tú sabes que el sazón sale y
Sasa.
uno se pone medio spicy, una
Sasa.
manjarilla, pero estamos aquí,
Estamos
al
aquí.
pasito, tú
Tú
sabes.
sabes.
Tú le
So I-
metes el sazón, pero for right now, estoy nervioso.
Yeah.
Estoy
So,
nervioso.
if you could travel anywhere in time, would you travel to the past or to the future?
Yo, honestly, bro, si yo tuviera una oportunidad de viajar al pasado o al presente, me quedo en el presente.
Wow.
I'm gonna stay in the present.
Wow. I love that.
I don't want to go back. Or I don't know. I want to live where I'm at. You know why? Because I want to make history.
Right.
And honestly, I don't care what's gonna happen. What happened 20 freaking years from now? Unfortunately, it's just marking for what direction. It just marked what direction we're at today,
Yeah.
which is great. But I like to be where I'm at today to see what direction I'm going forward.
That was ill.
Because
That was deep.
I can't. How am I gonna go forward if I don't know where I'm at today? So,
Right.
and I don't want to go too far forward, because then if I see all the results, I know that's gonna do something to me.
That's fair. That's
It
fair.
won't motivate me.
Me personally, I'm a different type of guy. That was really deep. That was beautiful, brother. That was great. I love how you said that.
Yeah.
But me personally, I want to know what the future is gonna look like. I'd rather
Why?
go all the way to the future.
Why?
Just because I'm interested what everybody's gonna do with everything that we have now. Like, how is it gonna progress? What's gonna happen to
Now-
it? Just to peek. I just want to see the
What if
future.
the future scares you?
That's fine. It's the future.
Question: will the future make sense to you?
No, and that's okay.
So what's the point of traveling somewhere where it won't make sense to you?
I'd rather be in a place of an unknowing than a place where it's like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Just because it's going to be more new. It's something that I can learn about, and it's something that I can kind of adjust to, rather than what I already know or what I read about the past. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm a person that I'd rather go into a new place, a new area, a new opportunity to just check it out.
My brain automatically going to think about going in the future. I think about people that have been in prison for years and then they come out
Yeah.
and they're so out. They think
Yeah.
everything changed and they're
Sure.
so outdated, and it's hard for them
Sure.
to even manage to be back
Yeah.
in society because things are just not how they left them.
Right.
So I don't know. I just think it would do something, and it will have a negative effect
Yeah.
on seeing the future. I don't
Yeah.
know why I believe that, but
Yeah.
that's kind of my thought process.
I
think
could
it'll
see
do a
that.
positive effect.
It's like that question that people sometimes ask, like, would you want to know the day that you would die or something like that? Like, I personally would never want to
You're
know that.
courageous for that.
You know what I'm
For wanting
saying?
to see the future. I
Yeah,
think that's
you know what I'm saying?
I say no because
I wouldn't either. It would-
I fear that I'm going out of my
Path,
path
your destiny,
or my
so
destiny,
to say, right?
because I'm gonna go see the final result. I don't
Right.
want to see the final result. I want to earn the final result.
Exactly.
No?
That's awesome. And now, so since we're in this podcast place today, where did this all start? What was your first job?
Oh snap! My first job.
To lead you all the way here, which is awesome,
Well,
by the way. That's hilarious. That's great.
Cool thing was that my first job, it was weird because it was like a student stipend. It was through cyberspace, Salem
No
Cyberspace.
way.
Yeah, it was, they had a program where they had me choreograph a dance. I was only like 13, 14 years old.
No way.
They had me choreograph a dance for Salem Theater Company when it was around. So I was 14, 13, already teaching kids how to dance that were my age or a little younger.
Oh, wow.
So that was one of my first jobs. Another like real job that wasn't like a stipend-based job that I had was I worked at Friendly's. I was a host and a busboy and a dishwasher boy. I did it all.
Ooh, how was that at Friendly's?
Humbling.
Was it
But
unfriendly?
but you know what? Damn, bro.
Man.
No,
But yeah.
no,
No, it's good,
I'm
it's good.
thankful because I made money when I was young, and it was a place that gave me an opportunity.
I ain't even gonna lie. My first job was in the community. Actually, I worked with the North Shore development place. I forget. I think it's the North Shore,
CDC,
the CDC, the Salem CDC, and they were giving out summer jobs to teenagers. And literally, all we had to do was really like clean up the neighborhood. We also helped to talk with city officials on different changes that we wanted to see in the neighborhood as well. And honestly, speaking to how I am today, I feel like that kind of inspired me to be the person that I am today because I still, to this day, do community work. Like I went there originally to just get money because I'm a teenager. Us teenagers, you know,
Yeah.
we want to start getting our own money at some point. Mom's not gonna, you know,
Back
pay for
then,
everything.
minimum wage was like $8.
Right. And this was a job that was giving me like 11.
Oh wow.
11.
You were rich.
I was balling. I was like, wow, those checks was crazy. But I met a lot of different people over there. I even met one of my best friends to this day. You know what I mean? I met them there. So but it also showed me how powerful the voice of the youth is. How much people care about the youth's voice at that time period. So it was really awesome to have that.
Quick question: What drives you to be so passionate about the youth?
Wow, that's deep.
Because we're dedicating a whole podcast to the youth.
So if I had to put it in the most simplest terms, because I can get really deep and sentimental and things like that, but if I wanted to put it plainly, I just want to be able to help my younger self. That is the whole purpose of me wanting to help the community, why I want to help kids, why I want to help people, is because I want to be that person that helped me when I was younger. That's it. I just want to help the younger me.
That's deep, and that's kind of why I do it as well. I'm gonna go a little deep in the sense of like I also want to make sure that kids have a.
It's hard for young men out here, by the way. I'm sorry.
It's super hard because I do it for so many reasons, and for me to pick one certain reason, I want to make it a good reason to share with you all. A reason I work with the youth is because I grew up in a single mother household, and
I did as well.
I didn't have a father at home, and I needed mentors. I needed people to be there for me in ways that my family couldn't. And I know there's many of us who aren't fortunate enough to have both parents at home. And I give so much props to all those moms and dads who work their things out to be there for their kids.
Amen to that.
My heart goes out to you all because I know it's hard. And I admire, that's the kind of things I admire in life. Because it's not about them anymore. It's about the kids. It's about the youth. Until you guys are all formed to be adults, all parents have a responsibility.
Yes, they do.
And not all follow through. And I want to make sure that those that can't follow through, that those kids have a safety net, and it's a net that's gonna keep them out of trouble and out of jail and all those negative things. We just don't want the youth to be a part of. This is why we're here today. This is why we're talking about it.
Yes, sir.
Because these are things that people are afraid to talk about with you and make it a point. But I'm here to make it a point because it's what life is gonna throw at you.
Right.
You're gonna be offered all sort of opportunities to make money, legal, illegally, whatever, under the table. Be smart, be wise, think of your future. Don't live 20 years ahead. Think about 5 years ahead.
That's it. Start small. And with that being said, you know what else I admire? I admire our sponsor today, Gold Tip the Barber, coming through for our first episode, being able to bless us.
Thank you, Gold Tip.
Thank you, Gold Tip. You the man. You the GOAT. He's one of our good friends, and he is a great barber. Thank you for sponsoring.
The best barber.
Thank you for sponsoring us today. Gold Tip the Barber. You can follow him. He'll pop up right here. Yes, sir. Love it. Love it.
We here. What else we got in store today?
So I'm glad that you asked, brother. So me and JC, like growing up and being like as teenagers and stuff like that, what we really connected was like art. And so
True.
we like shoes, we like clothes, we like different things like that. So
urban culture.
And just pop culture. Urban culture, like I've always been into pop culture. To this day, this might be a little like, I don't know, old to you guys, but I go on websites and I get like my pop culture news and things like that. So we're talking about a couple of Kick releases.
Which some heat came out.
Some heat came out?
Some heat came out. Brick by Brick, Jordan 4s. Man, that's crazy. They're doing a really good job sponsoring this shoe.
Right. Is this the Nigel Sylvester?
Yes, sir.
So I heard he's like a BMX dude that got famous online.
That's right. That's what he is. And he also dropped some clothes alongside the sneaker, and the clothes go hard as well.
Really?
Oh man, the whole collab is just amazing.
What characters they got? Does it have like a character?
It has some Jordan symbol. It's definitely colorful. I know there was a red color wave that popped out to me.
Yes.
But it was a dope collab. It was a dope collab. They did a whole train theft for these shoes.
They did a train theft?
Theft.
Oh, theft.
Yeah, sorry.
Theft.
Tú supiste que estamos altivo.net, el acento. Altivo. Hey, va a salir. Va a salir, normalito. It's pop back. Pues sí, bonito. They put that online. There was like a theft on those shoes. Like they stopped the train and took 100,000 worth of those shoes.
Yeah.
On top of that, they have all the main faces on the NBA rocking the shoe.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
They're just pushing this shoe in everybody's faces.
That's awesome.
Young people don't fall for it.
Right. You know what else I like that they dropped this month too?
I'm kidding. Go, get whatever you want. If you work for it, get it.
They dropped the Flu Game 12s, which are fire. The material, we were looking at those, and the material on those were looking pretty good compared to the older joints.
Well, the one thing about the Flu Games that I honestly thought they were going to flop. As an honest, like...
Sneakerhead. This guy?
Honest sneakerhead.
Legitimately.
But they're doing a lot better than I expected. I think the quality is better than the previous Flu Games that have come out in the past.
Right. The only thing I wish they had, and I wish they brought it back, you remember the Flu Game 12s with the sick face on the side?
Oh my God. Brother, that brings me back. Yo, you have no idea what we're talking about.
Right.
That means we old. I'm your Uncle JC. We here live.
Uncle Vibes.
Straight to the point.
Uncle Vibes.
Creativo.net. Tu tío JC. Si tú no sabes de los Flu Games, que tiene la carita con los X, la lengüita afuera. That's what it is.
Perfect.
Creativo. Una vaina old school.
Yeah. And then the last drop that I want to talk about is the Cool Grey 9s that just dropped recently, and I'm definitely going to cop me a pair of those. I love that colorway a lot. I like how Jordan rocked them too. He did it. I think he was... I forget what jersey he was. He was like a black and a blue jersey.
I think he was in the Timberwolves.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he was on the Timberwolves. And those were fire.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
That colorway matched crazy. That was fire.
Yeah.
You listen to anything good lately music-wise?
Tú sabes que no se queda altivo con el dembow.
Con el dembow.
Vaina picante. What I've noticed is that they're pushing a lot Jaylene to be a mainstream.
Who is this, bro?
Jaylene La Más Viral is Anuel AA's baby mama.
Baby mama?
Yeah, man. Dominicans are just pushing this lady to be like the new biggest artist to come out of the island. And it has its positive and negatives. She's not the greatest stage performer from what I've seen.
Okay, wow, that's valid. That's valid.
She has great music and sound. If you pop her song on the radio, you're gonna buy. But in person, I heard that she's not so great.
Yeah.
But she's somebody that makes noise, man. She's constantly being watched and recorded everywhere. She was also dating 6ix9ine. She's just all over the place. So just imagine she found a way to remain relevant. You feel me?
Yeah, she did. For me, I'll talk about 2 drops, and I also have a rating for them personally because I love music. I feel like the best way to listen to an album is that you need to listen to it 3 times. You need to listen to the introductory just to see how it sounds and different things like that. Then the second time around, you listen to like the ones that are like your favorites, and then you go over that again. And then the third time is where you solidify and you see how it acts in the culture, because the most important part about music and what I love about music is that when you hear a song and you're like, oh, this is fire, but then you go out to like the club or you go out to a party and then you see that motion how it gets everybody. And that right now, even talking about it gets my hair standing up because it's just like a euphoric feeling, you could say.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Music speaks. Music speaks.
Music speaks in a way that it reaches the spirit, brother. I feel like it really reaches the spirit.
You know, so
Yeah.
music is powerful,
Yeah.
and I love music, but I'm also very mindful of the message they bring.
Yeah. I'm trying to be more like that as well. And I have more self-awareness on that.
You can listen to whatever you want as long as you know that you're listening to somebody else's storyline, and you don't have to apply those stories to your own. You can relate to them in ways, but try your best to respect the people's art in their story. It's not your story. You can relate to the story, but you don't have to make it yours.
So the album drop that I was going to talk about first, let's talk about Debí Tirar Más Fotos from Bad Bunny. That was super good. That was really
the
good.
hottest album of 2024.
Yeah, so far. So 2025.
Wait,
We're in 2025.
But that dropped.
No.
But that dropped 2024. Or
he did it.
Came out
no,
2025?
It came out 2025 because he always does it for the new year. So it came out in
For
2025.
real?
Yes, it comes
Oh
out
my
in 2025.
God.
Yep.
I thought it came out at the end of 2024, going into 2025.
So it's like, yeah, right there. That's how it usually does it.
You know, like if you dropped it December 2024.
You know, right there. I'll count it as 2025. But I would rate that album a 7 out of 10. My 3 favorite tracks on there is Baile Inolvidable, Inolvidable. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it. Yo, Spanish words, as they're bigger in Spanish, it's like crazy. But yes, that song is very good. It's his own salsa, and how he mixed all the Caribbean like sound and the flavors into that track is beautiful. I also like Ayo, which is E-O with a uppercase E, lowercase O, uppercase O, and that one has a really cool sample from like back in the day, like Perreo mixtapes. So the sample is like a minute long. It's like with Hector Father, Tito and Bambino, like all those people. And that sample in that song is killer. And then I'm gonna talk about my 3rd favorite track on that is Verdad with Omar Courtz and Davey. And those are the new like up and coming reggaetoneros these days. A lot of people tell me to listen to them, but I've never really gotten into their music. But after that track, I was like, wow, that was
you got into them, right?
I got into it. And then the second album would be Some Sexy Songs for You by Drake and Party Next Door. I think that album was solid.
Like
I would give that same thing, almost like a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
It was good. It was a lot. But my favorite songs off there would be like Spider-Man, Superman. That one has the sample of The Real Her from Drake's Take Care album. So it has a sample of that in there. And then, so it would be that one, and it would be Nokia, the one that's everywhere right now in the clubs and different stuff like that. Who's calling my phone? Who's calling my phone?
That song is
that's
right now. I have a TikTok that I've been just pushing. I made a choreo to that dance, and I just been pushing it on my TikTok.
So what's really interesting about Drake himself in general is that when he gets pushed on the ropes, that's when he starts expanding his horizons musically.
Yeah, he goes the direction you don't expect.
So Nokia. It sounds like
he regains his respect in a way you don't expect.
Right.
Like he kind of leaves a certain crowd thirsty, but goes into something a different genre, completely different, that throws everybody off. And he was like, "Whoa, this guy's killing it." You know what I mean? Like he left the rap beef, right? He left that kind of thirsty. Like he left that to bleed dry.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. He lost that rap battle.
He lost that rap battle, but he let it bleed dry. He didn't keep put it. He's like, okay, enough.
I think that it was good until now we're doing it at the Super Bowl, and now, like you said, it's dried out. That's where it's dried out.
It's crazy because Kendrick did exceed.
He did.
He dragged it, bro.
He did drag it.
I loved every minute of it.
Right.
Just because it was Kendrick, and I've always been a Kendrick fan, just like I've always been a Drake fan. Yeah. I like Kendrick's songs better than Drake's songs when it came to the diss. But you dragged it, bro.
I think it's now that time. I don't have a watch on my hand, but I'm gonna act like I got one. I think it's about that time for our gem section.
Let's go.
Greatness everyone must see. In this section, we like to talk about something that inspired us throughout the week and give it some love. Show it why everybody should see this greatness that we're talking about right now. What would you say is your gem of the week?
My gem of the week, honestly, I had a tough week, but I was able to be there for my baby boy because he got hit with a rock in the eye. So, or something happened in his eye at preschool, and I had to be there for him. And the fact that I was able to be there for him and support him and just, you know, be his dad, he needed me.
Right.
I think that was the most rewarding thing that happened to me this week. And, you know, it's little things, bro. It's little things.
Yeah. That's a beautiful. that's a beautiful moment, man. It's good to see that.
So it was a bad incident that allowed me to just be with him a little more.
Yeah,
I'll take even you know, and whatever.
My gem of the week, I would say, is last week. I actually went to the Georgia Smith concert, and she's a great performer live, and just the vibes in there was really good. I've never really been to like an R&B concert, so this was my first time. Me and my girl, we had dinner in Boston, and then right after we went to the concert, so you know the vibes was right.
Hey, that's immaculate, bro.
It was immaculate. It felt that way. It really did.
That's amazing.
And it was all a good time, but it was cool to be in that performance and those vibes, and it was just like, it was a very good time. Definitely appreciate that.
That's amazing.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
That's a way to wrap up an episode.
It is.
Positive stuff.
Yes, it is.
Gotta be thankful for the little things that happen throughout our week. Enough negative things happen.
Right.
But it's good to give a little shine of light to those positive things that happen throughout our weeks.
Amen to that, brother.
Yes,
yep. So thank you for being here with us at Straight to the Point. Always remember, peace, love, motion.
Shout out to all my Dominicans.